Hey everyone, welcome to Sayuna with Pleiadian Soul Messages. Now, I have different messages for you today, things that I want to share with you, but I'm not sure if I'm going to make videos separately about each subject or that I'm going to mix it in and keep it shortly. So I'm going to see how it goes. Alright, so I've been talking about heavy metals and advised you to take in more electrolytes, especially magnesium and potassium. And I've shared with you that it's so very important to cleanse yourself from those heavy metals, because the more of those heavy metals you have, not only in your body, which causes so many illnesses, but the more of those heavy metals you have in your brain, the easier you are to control, because many of those thoughts that you're having, especially dark thoughts, are not yours. And I came to an understanding in a little research that I've done that a lot of our young men have a lot of dark thoughts. Many of them that I've spoken with. And well, of course, the Mercury is in the vaccinations, and also when you eat meat, there is vaccinations in the meat because those animals are being vaccinated constantly. You do not know what is on those animals beside pain and suffering and adrenaline, but of course there's a lot of medications and vaccinations and hormones. So yeah, a very high evolved civilization will never eat animals anyway. But just see what resonates with yourself. There is fluoride in your water and in your toothpaste. There is aluminium in the rain, also barium. And there is aluminium in the vaccinations as well. Heavy metals react with each other, but they also react with water. For example, mercury with water get more stickier and is more difficult to remove. And there's a lot of things that can happen, like a lot of chemical reactions with different components and materials. So yeah, my guidance told me to understand the darkness or reptilians or vagabonds. You need to know science, because as they have no soul, or only a dark soul, I must say, and no emotional body, and no heart, or a blackened heart. They have only their mind, but their mind is super intelligent. But as you know, the truth is never to find with your intelligence. Who you are is not to find with your intelligence. And love is not to find with your intelligence. So the most beneficial answers that you're looking for are in your heart. And so for many reasons it's important to detoxify yourself from the heavy metals and take care that you do not absorb them too much, because not only is it important for you to empower yourself, take your own power back and govern yourself, to be sovereign, because I'm going to say something that can be very interesting or complicated, but it also can be very simple. Namely, if you want to change something, you cannot do it by doing it the same way as you've done it before, right? So now, as the earth is made up of 4 elements, and as your bodily systems have been formed by a specific material and your physical body by carbon. Now, there is no possibility to make a different change within your genetic material, to activate your DNA, your brain activation or your brain cells, and to speed up your evolution or your ascension process in any way that you've done before, already all the time. Other than go from the mind into the heart and find there the truth, and ask in the light and ask in the love, and receiving the adamant particles that are coming through our sun. And what the darkness tries to do is replace your electrolytes, those most important components that you need. Potassium is the element that is mostly present in your body and needed, and then magnesium as well. So, well, if those minerals are depleted, that could be from many ways, because you do not have a good diet, because our soil is already depleted, so you do need a lot of supplements, but especially those organic supplements that are straight from the source, such as seaweeds, sea plants, kelp, chlorella, and all of those. And it can also be, for example, with diabetes or diabetes insipidus, which is a disease that you have to pee all the time because your pituitary doesn't produce the hormone that your kidneys need to retain the water, to keep the water within, to keep it circulating within the body. So then, of course, because those minerals and a lot of other nutrients are water soluble, so yeah, you can just flush or rinse or pee it out. So if you sweat a lot or pee a lot, you need even much more electrolytes. And for men, if they ejaculate, but also for any other way that you lose a lot of body fluid, you need to replenish and replenish and replenish. So that is one cause, that when you are depleted, that's another heavy metal can then replace the mineral and kind of take over some functions, but of course very, very, very bad. And think about this, it is like, if you see it so that those that you can now call the dark ones would have been in high heavens and being the fallen angels, but they have a lot of knowledge still, and maybe they cannot create life, but they can manipulate life. And they understand how our bodies function, so they can then push the electrolytes out of our bodies and fill it instead with heavy metals. Not only would that slow down our ascension process, but it would also make us very much more controllable and manipulatable and magnetic for those magnets with iron. And potassium is very important because when it's dissolved in water, it can conduct the electricity. Also, what happens when not the potassium is within your bodily system, but those heavy metals. The whole system of magnetic and electric energy within your bodily system would be out of balance, and that makes a lot of illnesses. Not only because of this, but also because, of course, it's so very toxic to your nerves, to your brain, because the potassium is so important for your brain, for your nerves, but also for the muscle contractions. And as you know, your brain also uses muscle contractions, as your brain is a kind of muscle. You need to keep on practicing it to make it stronger. And the same with your intestines and even with your lungs. So you can get lung problems as well, not only from lack of potassium and replaced by heavy metals, but also the toxicity of the heavy metals. It is very difficult to keep breathing, and you feel you cannot breathe enough. That has to do also with you evolving or morphing into a crystalline state, and your lungs are expanding, and you will need more ozone and oxygen, because it will still be oxygen and just a little ozone, and that will continue and continue until your bodily system is all morphed into a diamond crystalline structure. And the diamond crystalline structure, the only thing that can penetrate within is love. It is a diamond golden structure. It is a very high vibrational energy, and the golden elemental particles are coming through the sun and make us Christed. If you can feel the heat within you, don't worry about it. This heat is burning away all of those lifetimes and negativity that you have been experiencing or absorbing, because you also can understand that if you absorb the energies of others, and if you're not aware of it and not consciously transmute it, or because you are not allowed to transmute it because it's theirs, but it still stays within your bodily system and you're not aware of it, it is also toxic for you. So yeah, potassium has the atomic number 19. And magnesium also is very much needed for your body. Also for the muscles and the nerves. And for your heart as well. You can get so many degenerative diseases of the nerves and the brain and the heart. So take very good care of yourself. Excellent care. Govern yourself. Be sovereign. And take so much care of your body. And research and look at the links that I've given you, because there's a lot of information in those links. And I will place some links in the description box below in here as well. And yeah, so to see where the mercury, the lead, all the heavy metals, the aluminium is in, well, you know about the chemtrails. I mean, if it's a kind of fight between the real creator, the source, however you want to call it, the consciousness, or that what you are, that's who we are, that which is and lives within is our breath, is all that truly is, no matter if they are far off the path and choosing to not accept and want the love, and to that which wants not only to destroy the creation, but to make the creation in their resemblance. So, as the saying goes, I think it was from the Bible, was I make you in my image. Well, of course, the image of the original creator or source or consciousness or yourself was creativity, creation. You are a creator and you are creating all the time. But it's really time to become more conscious of what you are creating, to take the responsibility as well, instead of crying out and being a victim and pointing the fingers to others. And this is very important, what I'm going to say now. What if the ones that call themselves, well, elites, or you call them elites, or Illuminati? I mean, why? That's something that goes far beyond my understanding, because, well, I won't even want to give them a name like a monster or shit, because that's still too good for them, you know? For it. One of their names is it. An owl, an owl. You know, there's not just one. And as I said before, there are so many timelines and storylines. And there's not just one negative being, or however, vagabond. I'm going to keep on saying vagabonds. You know, understand what I mean, because that's what the Pleiadian call them. The ones with no home, who explodes their homes. I'm going to make another video about the history and the herstory. I'm going to make another video about the story, our story, and it could be very interesting. But so, if that, what you can call darkness or vagabonds, want to make you in their resemblance, then of course they are replacing your electrolytes and light into those heavy metals and ignorance and confusion. And that's also the reason why your helixes and your DNA, your DNA and your activity in your brain have been disrupted, corrupted. There is a lot to say about this, but it is always a fight about frequency, and it is not the source creator or the consciousness that is making the fight. It is about the creation, the created that have been made into the image of creation. Those souls that have been born out of the creation to be creators have made a bit of a mess. And some want to restore the balance, and some want to keep chaos and have their own kind of strange reorder or new order. But you know how that will go. So keep pulling the light in, and you do not have to worry as long as you are focused on the light. And opening yourself for the love to receive it, and ask for the love, and ask for help, and ask for the love, and surrender to the love. Surrender more and more to the love, and ask more and more of the light. Then every negativity will be burned within you, but also you will always be held accounted for when you know something conscious. You are responsible for your actions. And the number 666 is for that reason in threefold. Because the number 6 originally had to do with sacred sexuality. The number 6 means sex, but it had to do always with sacred sexuality. And of course, those vagabonds always turn everything around. Or those reptilians, they always turn everything around and make it negative, like polarization. And yeah, I'm going to go there about those polarizations or the poles on the earth. As I said before, you need to look at Antarctica, because the earth is warming up, and not just by the sun, and not just by the elemental particles, but by the love. Love is coming back, and love is the greatest heat of all. Because love is the heat that can transmute all of the negativity in the darkness. And a lot is hidden at Antarctica. And there shouldn't be deserts on the earth, and Antarctica mostly is a desert as well. Even when everything is covered in snow and ice, it doesn't matter. And there's a reason why everything is covered in snow and ice. And did you know that Mercury is only magnetic in very cold environment? And there is something definitely going on with the magnetism, and how the earth has been turning, and the seasons and the weather control, not just by CERN or by HARP or whatsoever, but also by the turning of the earth and by the polarization, the North Pole and the South Pole. Well, Antarctica is also a continent, or maybe more continents, but there's definitely more continents there. Oh, that's what I'm saying, more continents, so then definitely it's more continents. And it is also the hiding place of some of the dark ones, because they can never see the light. They don't like the light. And they surround themselves with those heavy metals, low vibration, very low vibration, and the dark rituals and things, contacting different people on your planet, because a lot of humanity, not the good one, not the innocent ones, but a lot of those that are seeking control and power and just seeking control and power, let me leave it there. They are easy to lure and buy and manipulate with the promise of more power, more money, or this and that and this. So, and of course, there's also a lot of uranium, and I have a lot of control about some substances that could harm or bring harm or cause harm, and they can of course also bring threats. So yeah, they still keep largely a lot of the planet under control, but of course love is much stronger, and it's the most powerful force in the entire universe. and all of that is. So yes, keep on pulling in the love, and know that when the earth is warming up and the ice is melting and the snow is melting, that is a good thing. And it will not go at once, slowly and slowly. And this will be a too long video if I continue about those things that I want to talk about. So I'm going to make a new video. But the earth is warming up, and it's a good thing, because we need the entire beautiful earth to inhabit for our higher dimensional expressions of ourselves, of the creation, of the I am, free from any darkness, because it is kind of long overdue, been there, done that. So it is time for a change. And as I said, that you can never change something in the same way that you've done it before. So those with the dark hat, the vagabonds, they are only having limited tools. They do not have unlimited possibilities. We do. Everyone who is in service of the divine love, the unconditional, purest, highest divine love, has unlimited possibilities. If you surrender your mind to your heart, that is. If it's dissolved. And that doesn't mean you leave. It means the idea and the identity that you have had, and all of the collection of your suffering and pains disappears. So it's nothing to be scared about, unless you really would like to have control and power. But even then, you know that you do never have so much control and power anyway. You know, it can be taken from you any moment, this and that can happen, and you're still a leaf that is being blown by the wind wherever the wind wants it, in a way, you know. So yes. So the love is the strongest force of all. And if the love comes back, the love pushes out all of the darkness. The darkness cannot exist where the love is. And if the love wants, then the love comes and is there. You cannot even resist it. If it's your choice, if you want love, if you choose for love, it will come. And if there are any symptoms, then you can see if it could be that you have a lack of electrolytes or too many heavy metals, so you need to keep on cleaning yourself. And the fastest way, of course, is through love. And still take your responsibility. I mean, you cannot keep on eating polluted food and meats and snacks and empty food, which doesn't even carry all those beautiful, high valuable nutrients. And especially the food that is directly with their roots within the earth, such as the fruit from a tree. Not killing an entire plant or a tree, but the fruit from plants and trees, or the seeds. So very, very good. Yes, and yeah, so when there's any symptoms going on, as feeling tight airways, you cannot breathe properly, just don't worry about it. Just keep on detoxifying, taking lots of purified water, and you can add some plants in the water. You can make a vortex in the water. You can add some moringa seeds or crystals. You can sink to the water, make it alive, because so much of your body is out of water, and add a little bit of electrolytes such as seaweeds or pure, preferably organic, and it should be a little bit humid, sea salt, because the humidity comes from magnesium. And if you have magnesium, it can also, more magnesium in your body, it can also dissolve stones from the kidneys, the gallbladder, and in your blood, also by your heart. And the same with potassium. If potassium and magnesium are lacking, then the calcium is taken out of the bones and the teeth into those softer tissues and cause problems. And also fluoride and other heavy metals can cause problems in your pituitary, you have tumors, or in your pineal gland, calcify. Magnesium and potassium are needed, and some plants like cilantro are very, very good in cleansing. Also tulsi, kind of basilicum, and peppermint is great for your lungs and your respiratory system. And of course you can also take a lot of parsley for the oxygen within your blood, but for this cause also take more copper. You will really need more copper. I'm going to keep on saying it. If you buy a copper vase, for example, or a cup, it should be from a high quality, preferably from India, because there they use it for thousands and thousands of years. Or have a supplement which contains a high quality copper, but do your best. I'm also making and selling sprays. You can contact me for more details, which you can spray in your aura, on which you will absorb, and also for protection. And this video is long enough. I hope you enjoyed it. I probably forgot some things to complete, but then I will do so in the next video, alright? So I will leave, yes, and there I'm saying it, and then I know what I'm forgetting is in those hand sanitizers, do I say that good? Disinfectors with alcohol. Well, there's a lot of stories going around that there are a lot of those alcohol disinfectors that you use in those shops or wherever you go, that contain not the do you say ethyl alcohol, but a toxic kind. I think it was methyl. Oh god, those names, but look it up. No, you know what, I'm going to leave links in the description box below. I have not been researching about it, and you know, it never really interested me, but sometimes you need to be interested if you want to take back your power. And then, yes, knowledge is power. Well, once you surrendered completely to the love, to you, to that which is the I am, the breath of life, your spirit, your soul, everything, then you will also know and understand so much more and about the creation and who you are, and you will feel relieved. And that is the ultimate goal, so keep on doing it. And in the meantime, cleanse your bodies, because it is also so important to make your body strong. And protect yourself by not just taking anything and everything that they offer to you, and first check out on the labels or Sometimes it's not on the labels, but then you need to use your intuition. And what is happening on the planet right now is that those that are keep on going, pulling in the light and the love and opening themselves and cleansing themselves and doing the work, cleansing themselves from also the pain and the wounds, doing the work, they will also start to see that instead of instinct, there will be intuition. And intuition is so much faster than you can think. And instinctual, you could do in certain situations things that you would regret, that it would be very insensitive. But with intuition, it will be beautiful. Because intuition comes from the heart and from your higher self. And you will see that your intuition will increase because of the divine feminine aspects within each one of you. The divine feminine aspects within you will also grow or increase your ability to sense your intuition, to understand your intuition, to listen to your intuition, because you can never mentally understand intuition. Oh my God, I've tried it. I lived with my intuition all my life, and I know how it is. Other people judges, they don't understand, I cannot prove it, which was highly frustrating in the beginning, because I know it was like that. I wasn't thinking it in my mind. I just know, I feel it, and then it happened. It always happened, everything. And not always I listened to it, because sometimes I chose to believe something nicer. Or believe what the mainstream believe, because otherwise when I would speak out, for example, it would result in conflict again. So I've swallowed a lot of those insights and intuitive information that I've received. But also I responded a lot of times with my intuition, and it was very, very good for many reasons. And not all the people like to be around you, so the shift will become greater when you have your intuition, because with intuition also things cannot stay hidden, because you just know it, you feel it, that's it. And it's such a strong quality, such a strong feeling. And now you are more clear, crystal clear, as you become crystalline. And because there is more light and there is more higher vibration on the planet, you can see more clear, become more clear, and also your intuition will become more clear for you, which gives also a lot of power. So be loving, compassionate, wise, and responsible with your power. I'll make a next video to see what has been going wrong when people did not use their power correctly. I'm not talking about our planet, but I'm talking about beyond. So that will be the subject for my next video, and I'm going to make a specific twin flame video. Alright, speak to you soon, take care, lots of love and joy, and the joy that is grounded, not the joy jump up very high, bye, but the joy that is grounded, the feeling within you. So if you feel it within you, keep it within you, keep it with yourself. You are in the cocoon state, which is perfect. Don't look around that you want to move and you want to do this and that. I mean, unless you are with someone who is doing the same, or has the same focus as you, who want to go to the same direction, such as surrendering your ego to your heart, going within your heart, become who you are, become free, then you do not want any distractions, so you can only do it with the ones or the people who do the same, who have the same pure intent and action. And the action doesn't mean you're moving. You can be just with you, because it's always something that happens within you. It is so intimate. It is not something that you can easily share with others or can do for others. By being, you will help them, because they will feel something and sense something and might want to feel the same kind of love and freedom as you do. So then they may start to ask questions, and then you can just say, just be present, for example. But for now, for all of us, we need to be present within our bodily system. So do not forget this, because it's so easy to meditate or to be joyful and to forget the body and fly high up. But it is important to ground down within the body, within the earth, and to bring all the light and all the love within your body and within the earth, so you can ascend with the earth and with your body. Alright, so much love, and speak to you soon. Bye bye. Hey everyone, welcome to Sayuna. We play